Well, hey besties, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. We are getting back into TBR Takeover. It's been a while since I did an episode, and today we're bringing back an oldie but a goodie, one of my OG booktube besties, Riley from Riley Marie. Riley and I have been friends for almost a decade, which is actually insane, and she's one of the booktubers that I always trust her reviews. I really like a lot of the books that she also likes. The last time we did TBR Takeover, she really scored very high. I think I had 2 4-stars and a 5-star, which is obviously a very good grade, very good score. Love that for her, A student. And so I was like, let's do it again. I have given her 3 books to read and she's given me 3 books to read. So this is kind of a taste test swap. Let's actually go back in time to when Riley and I were showing each other the books that we wanted to read, because we actually did it on StreamYard. It was a cute little live moment.
So this first book, it is on the cozier side of fantasy, kind of like Emily Wilde cozy fantasy. There's talking dragons, little mythical creatures. There's a romance and Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Yay! No, I'm so excited.
So yeah, this is a Pride and Prejudice retelling where Mr. Darcy is a dragon rider and he has to save the Bennets.
I thought you were going to say Mr. Darcy is a dragon. Like, it's actually monster romance.
That would be another book and I would read it. So yeah, I feel like you could really like this. I think this is the one that I hope the most.
I think there's a good chance. You know, I love Jane Austen.
The next one is a very slow burn romance that's set in a small town, grumpy sunshine vibes, a lot of plot, a lot of side characters, very nice vibes. And that is all roads lead here. I think you could really like based on the things that you like in romance, I think this has them. And then the last book that I picked is a gothic Victorian mystery. It has a very complicated found family, girl gang, daddy issues to the max. And that's The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. And also the audiobook is amazing because basically the way that it's written is that this is an actual book that one of the characters writes about their adventures, but all of the other characters write their own commentary in it. So in the audiobook, it'll just randomly cut in with one of the other characters being like, that's not how it happened.
I feel as though you gave me 3 semi-long books.
No, this one is barely 300 pages.
Okay, fair.
This one's 400.
Okay.
This one, she's 550.
Well, I'm excited to read them.
I hope you like them. My feelings won't be hurt if you don't, but I hope you do.
Okay, besties, it's official. I am keeping my bangs in bang jail for the rest of the time until they grow out. I cannot deal with them. They are a sensory nightmare. They literally just are invading my space and I cannot be having that. I'm sorry for everyone who loved the bangs, but I will be growing them out and they will eventually be cute little curtain bangs and you will see me styling those a little Sabrina Carpenter moment. So let's do a reading update together while I do my makeup, because I am about halfway through All Roads Lead to Here by Mariana Zapata. Her writing style is a little bit more colloquial. That word always gives me problems. It's a little more conversational, and the main character, the way she writes is a little cringy. I don't love it, but overall I still am really enjoying the story. So in this book, we're following this woman who recently went through a really bad breakup. Also, by the way, I can't remember anyone's names besides the guy because his last name is Rhodes and it's in the title. Anyway, she moves to Colorado because she went through this really bad breakup. She was dating this really famous celebrity and their relationship was always on the DL. It was very secret, even though they were together for over a decade. So she decides to move to this small town in Colorado because she feels a connection there, because when her mom was alive, they lived there together and her mom was a single mom, and then she actually went missing when she went hiking, and so she wants to go to Colorado and do all these hikes that her mom used to do to feel close to her and reconnect with some people from her childhood. And so she rents out this apartment above a garage of this man who he works for the forest, not the forest, what do you call that? He's a park ranger, but he's the park ranger that's in charge. But when she shows up, he doesn't know she's coming because lo and behold, his teenage son is actually the one that put the listing online. And so when she booked it, she thought she was booking it through the dad, but he had no idea because the kid was trying to raise money to buy a guitar. And so he eventually begrudgingly lets her stay because this is a grumpy ex-sunshine romance, which we love in this house. If you've been looking for a slow burn where they really are not getting together until the last fourth of the book, then this is definitely going to be for you, because I am halfway through and there has never been a kiss nor a caress, nothing. There's been nothing. She is making us wait for it. And what I really love about this is that Mariana Zapata's like really building up these characters. Like we are really getting to know them. Obviously it is limited to the main character's POV. It's not dual POV, which I wish it was, but I get it. We don't really want to know what the guy is thinking, because this is one of those ones where she thinks he doesn't like her, but he does, which that's also kind of annoying me a little bit. I will admit, in the beginning, he was kind of like, do not speak to me or my son, and was kind of like, just stay in that little apartment above the garage and like never interrupt us or like speak to us. I kind of understand why she had this impression that he didn't like her, but at the same time, he's done a lot of things halfway through the book where I'm like, girl, obviously he likes her. Like, he keeps calling her like these pet names. So he keeps calling her Angel, and she's like, my name's Aurora. Why does he keep calling me Angel? I'm like, it's a pet name. So she's just doing a lot of like silly little things in her head like that. And now obviously he likes having her around, but she just keeps being like, oh, you know, Rhodes, he hates me. But her and the son have like kind of become friends at this point, because she's been like helping him with his music. Regardless of those little nitpicks, I am really, really, really enjoying this. I don't know if it's gonna be like a 5-star, but I definitely feel like it will be like at least 4 stars. I don't know. I'm putting on makeup right now because Riley has actually already finished the books that I gave her. She's ahead of me in this vlog. And so we're actually gonna do like a little StreamYard moment where she tells me live like what she thought of them. And so I'm very nervous. You'll have to go and check out her vlog if you want to know. I will say recently I got these earrings that I have like not been taking out at all, because they are like a full loop, like they close, so I'm able to wear them all the time. And I feel like when I'm wearing a t-shirt, it really like elevates the way that I look. And what's so great about them is that they're from Annalisa, which is today's sponsor. It's been a few years since I did a sponsored video with Annalisa, but I genuinely can say that I love their products. Like most of my jewelry is from Annalisa. Like these earrings that I wear constantly, like this is my favorite pair of earrings like I've ever owned. I love their jewelry so, so much. So when they reach out to me and they're like, girl, we want to pay you to talk about me, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I promise you, if there was ever a video where I was wearing some really cute gold earrings that were just like very classy, making me look really good, they probably were from Annalisa, because I wear their stuff. I've been really happy with the quality of their jewelry. I feel like it has lasted me a really long time. Like I think this pair I've had for over 4 years. Like I think I even got it like pre-pandemic, and I have loved them so, so much. Like I cannot stress to you how much this is my favorite pair of earrings, which is actually why I picked out this pair, because this is like a pair that I can wear all the time. It also has that kind of like twisted look to it, which is similar to my favorite pair, but this pair obviously has a clasp in the back that makes it kind of like pokey if I were to like lay down, so I can't really wear these like sleeping and whatnot. So when I saw that they had these like twisted little like huggy hoops, I was like, yeah, sign me up, I'm gonna get those. I'm not surprised that all their jewelry has been lasting me, because it is crafted to last with strength and humidity testing. They make sure that every piece that they have won't tarnish, and it's all just really good craftsmanship. Craftsmanship is a really tough word for me to say, so I apologize. What I also really love about Annalisa is that they are 100% carbon neutral and climate neutral certified, offsetting 100% of their carbon footprint. So when you buy Annalisa, you can be like, am I a good person right now? Yeah, I think you are. I already mentioned the earrings that they sent me, but they also sent me 2 necklaces that I've been loving, and I have been wearing these in videos recently, so you probably have already seen these, but I love this little heart necklace that I got. And I just want you to see the before, right? I'm wearing a t-shirt. I look fine. I mean, I have makeup on and my hair is done, so I look okay. Like I'm like a 6 right now. Let's turn it up to a 10, because I feel like the minute you put a necklace on with a t-shirt, I'm a model. Oh, is that casting calls coming? Yeah, yeah, I will, you know, walk the runway in Milan. I will. I also got this like little link necklace. What's really amazing is that Ana Luisa will not break the bank, because their jewelry starts at $39. And if you live in the US, they offer free and fast shipping. And if you live worldwide, they offer affordable shipping. So if you're in the market for some new jewelry, I highly recommend you go to the link in my description, and you can get 30% off your order at Ana Luisa. I love their stuff, genuinely. Like I could sing their praises all day, but I will stop because I need to go to the library. Also, I need to put mascara on. I haven't put mascara on and I feel like my makeup looks crazy. So let me finish my makeup and we'll check in later. I am back with my bounty. I have the books. I got all of them at the library. I will say, this is my least favorite cover. I actually much preferred the like landscape with the words over it. I think that looked a lot better. This one, it's not giving. I actually think cartoon covers should go to a corner and die. I think if you like cartoon covers, you should be ashamed, and the artist should be hung in the square. I do think that the way that they drew Rhodes is kind of sexy. It's a little sexy. It ate a little bit, but overall, in general, I don't like this. Oh, orange is not really a color that I particularly love. Like I don't really wear orange ever. I guess I kind of have like orange hair. I did listen to this audiobook while I was out and about and doing my work, so I got a bit bit farther into this and I am still really enjoying it. I'm really liking the dynamic. The tension between them is just growing and I need them to kiss. I need them to kiss. They keep having these moments where they don't kiss and I'm like, you should kiss. You should just kiss. And they're not doing it. And it's very frustrating to me. Small tiny critique. I know I've been doing a lot of small tiny critiques with this book. I do really like it, but I just have little itty bitty things I don't like, is that I think we could shorten this by cutting out some of the scenes. There's a lot of repetitiveness where like she'll go hiking and then roads will come and then like something will happen and they'll like talk and they'll have a conversation and then later there'll be like a very similar scene, and I kind of feel like we can condense some of the experiences of them together. But what I do like about that is that it makes it feel like a lot of time has gone by, and I love a romance where the two main characters have like known each other for a while, because when I read other romance books and people fall in love in like 1 week, I'm like, you don't know that person. You do not know that random man. Okay, besties, don't mind my appearance. I'm looking a little slovenly because my friend Emily came over earlier and was helping me clean some stuff around my house. And I spilled food on my shirt, so I had to change my shirt and my hair is just looking a hot mess. And I'm sorry about it. But we're in the kitchen right now because I'm going to be prepping some containers for my Ninja Creamy. But since I opened it like 2 weeks ago, I've been making ice cream nonstop. The only issue is that you do have to prep your recipes the day before because they have to freeze for 24 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. One of the things I'm gonna be trying to make is Dole Whip. Okay, I'm gonna take this 1 can of pineapple. I'm gonna highly recommend, if you have too many ingredients, just eat some of them. Then I need 1 tablespoon of vanilla pudding mix because you kind of need like a thickener in order to make it come out good. Then I'm going to do 1 scoop of vanilla protein powder, a bit of milk. Okay, and then finally I'm gonna do 1/4 of a teaspoon of xanthan gum because that's what I read online. Also, I realized I keep saying xanthan gum, but it's xanthan gum. And you know, I didn't know that. I did not know that. So now I just need to blend this up. I'm actually going to use an immersion blender. And now we're going to make a lemonade sorbet-ish gelato moment. I don't really know. So I'm starting with 1 cup of lemonade, heat it up in the microwave for 90 seconds. So I'm going to pour that in. Oh my god, I just poured so much lemonade on my phone. Also, I do not recommend the smell of warm lemonade. It has a weird smell. But anyway, I have instant jello, not pudding, but jello. And so I'm gonna put that in, and it needed to be warm in order to like dissolve it. And then I'm gonna whisk this with this automatic whisker. Oh, it had water on it and splashed in my face. Just blending that in, whisking it together. Very strong smell of lemon. A scoop of the lemon ice protein powder, which by the way, one thing I hate about protein powder is why do they bury the scoop when you open it? Look at the amount of protein powder on my hand. 1 scoop of that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna whisk this as well. All right, now we have that. I'll set that aside. And we're gonna follow some pretty similar instructions for the next one because the 1UP brand actually sent me this like Rocket Pop flavor as like a sample. So I'm going to go ahead and like do something really similar with like the lemonade and the splash of milk and everything. And I'm just gonna do Rocket Pop in here and we'll see how that comes out. But anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about All Roads Lead to Here. Billy does not want me to talk about this book. Pop, can you stop barking? Anyway, I finished this and I really enjoyed it. In the last fourth, there was 1 sex scene that was pretty hot, if you ask me. And I also liked the family element because he's a single dad. And I've been realizing that I like single dad romances because I read Heartless by Elsie Silver and I also thoroughly enjoyed that. There's just something about a dad who like actually cares about his child and takes care of him that's just like so special. I know that's literally bare minimum, the bar is in hell, but I really liked that aspect of this, and I liked that Aurora kind of was like a mother figure to the teenager. I can't remember what his name was, but I really enjoyed this. So I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars, and I definitely want to read more from Mariana Zapata. I really like this. I feel like I keep saying really. Also, I totally forgot how crazy my trash cans look. Let me show you. Billy kept getting into the trash one because she learned that if she stood up on her paws and put her face here, it like opened it. And so we are actually going to get new trash cans that lock so she can't get into them. But we haven't yet because trash cans for some reason are so expensive. That's something that they don't tell you about adulthood, is that each trash can costs approximately $75 to $80. So our trash has looked really crazy for a couple of months now, and I always forget what it looks like until someone sees it, and then I'm like, oh, that is very odd.
The next day.
Okay, so I asked Aaron what flavor he wanted to do first, and he actually wanted to do the Rocket Pop one, which is the one that I didn't even show on camera making, but it came out really well. It tastes exactly like if you mixed pink lemonade with a pink Starburst, and it has like the perfect sorbet texture. It's so good. It is so good. I think Aaron's gonna really like it.
This is fantastic.
Besties, don't tell Riley, but I really don't like Hearthstone. I've been trying to read this for days and nothing about this is processing in my brain. I had to restart it twice, and I think it might be because I like Pride and Prejudice so much and I know every beat of that story. And so as I'm reading this, the characters have different names, but they're very clearly like Mr. Bingley, Mr. Darcy, etc. And so every time a character shows up, I'm trying to figure out who they are. And the story kind of follows the exact beats of Pride and Prejudice, but also made it its own. So it's like confusing my brain. And then the actual like magic system and the dragons and the wyverns and all that sort of stuff is just not really resonating with me. I don't know. For such a short book, this has really felt like torture. So I've decided that I'm going to DNF. I think if I were to finish this probably would be a 2-star, but I don't really feel that bad because Riley actually DNF'd one of the books that I gave her. And so now I feel empowered to do this. I was really slogging through this and I actually had started the next book. The next book is just so much better. So I was like really struggling to go back to this. I had like 2 hours left of the audiobook and it just was not doing it for me. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna DNF. I'm gonna call this a wash and just say no. Maybe I don't like Pride and Prejudice retellings. I don't know. I haven't read that many. The only other one that I read is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and I actually did really like that one. But I think I liked that one because it literally was the text from Pride and Prejudice with other stuff and zombies like added into it. Versus this one is definitely the author's own story, just hitting the same plot beats. And I don't know, it's just like breaking my brain for some reason. I just could not understand what was going on at any time. My brain just refused to pay attention whether or not I was following along in the book or just listening to the audiobook by itself. Like a lot of times I'd be like driving and listening and I was just like, what just happened? I don't know. It just wasn't doing it for me. Riley, just remember that so far you have a 4-star going for you. So, okay, besties, I started The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, and thankfully I am liking this more than Hearthstone, which is great. So this book is following our main character, Mary Jekyll, who is obviously the daughter of Dr. Jekyll / Mr. Hyde. Although at this point in the story, she doesn't really know that her dad was 2 people. But anyway, when we start this book, her mother just died and she doesn't have any money to her name. And so she has to like fire all of her household servants and whatever. And then she starts getting into her mother's paperwork and whatever because her father also died many years ago. And she actually gets linked up with Sherlock Holmes and they're trying to like solve the Jack the Ripper case. There's a lot of callbacks to a lot of like pop culture references and like classic books. So Sherlock and Watson are in this. But anyway, she ends up going to a nunnery and she discovers that she has maybe a sister who is the daughter of Mr. Hyde. And there is a whole cast of characters that I haven't been introduced yet because basically this story is being written by another girl and then there's all these interjections from the other characters. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically there's one person writing Mary's story and as she's writing it, the other girls in this like friend group will interject and be like, that's not how it happened or whatever. But I think I'm on like chapter 8, 125 pages in, and like I said, I'm really enjoying the writing style. I like the kind of interjections from everyone and the conversations happening, and it's just kind of been like a fun time. It's kind of feeling nostalgic to me. I don't know what it's reminding me of. Maybe like Charlotte Holmes or Veronica Speedwell. The only thing that's like kind of annoying me is that because we know about Jekyll and Hyde and the main character doesn't, it's kind of irritating to wait for her to catch up to what we already know. And I don't know, I do also think that Jack the Ripper has been kind of done to death. No pun intended. But I still am intrigued to know more. I'm having a good time. Also, I just filmed a reading wrap up, so that should probably go up before this video, and that'll be a good time. I haven't done a reading wrap up in so long, and in about an hour, I have to leave to go to a pole class because I'm finally getting back into working out. For those of you who don't know, I do pole dancing as a form of fitness, and I took like almost the entire month of July off. Like I maybe went to one class. So I need to go to my pole class tonight because I'm starting a new series, which is basically like an 8-week course where we learn like very specific moves and choreography, and then there's like a showcase performance at the end. And I didn't participate in the showcase last class because I didn't go for all 8 weeks. I only went like 4 times. So I'm trying to really change that this time around, and I'm gonna go to every class in my series. I'm gonna allow myself to skip maybe one if I have to, but I'm not skipping today. It's the first day. Don't make me do this. I feel so foolish. No, breaking rules, and that's facts. Okay, besties, I have finished The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. As I was introduced to all the different female characters, they're all daughters of these different literary figures, I really enjoyed all those aspects. And like I mentioned previously, Sherlock and Watson are in this as they're solving the Whitechapel murders. My favorite character, I think, is Diana, who is the one that was the daughter of Mr. Hyde. She's kind of giving like street urchin, pick your pockets, very crass vibes, and I find her interjections like throughout the writing very interesting and funny. And I did end up really liking all the other characters as well, so I'm very excited to pick up the sequel because I kind of want to see what this group of girls does together. But I'm actually about to hop on a StreamYard call with Riley so we can go over what I thought of this. We actually did this on her channel as well. And so I'm gonna tell her what I thought. I'm a little nervous because obviously I DNF'd Hearthstone, but I did really enjoy the other two books. I'm gonna do what you did where I'm gonna give you all my ratings and everything and then you tell me what you think they are. So I have 2 4-stars and a DNF, which would have probably been like a 2-star if I finished it.
Okay, wow, that's good.
I know it's better than I did for you.
Okay, what you gave All Roads Lead Here 4 stars.
Yes, I did. I did accidentally give this away to you before we decided we were going to surprise each other.
I think that the second 4-star is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter.
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then you left Hearthstone, which honestly doesn't surprise me. That's the one that was kind of like iffy, but I know you love Jane Austen and cozy fantasy, so I was like, maybe.
What's funny is you said in your earlier clip, you were like, this is the one I think you'll like the most.
Oh, really? I think this is the one that I hope the most. Maybe I was just trying to put that into your brain.
For something that was like about magical creatures, my brain, it just felt like, you know, in Charlie Brown when the adults are like, meh, 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 like that. It's just I could not pay attention. I restarted it twice and my brain could not. And then when I found out that you DNF'd one of the books, I was like, sign me up. Sign me up. I want to do that.
When you said you were going to DNF one, I actually would have been hurt if it was The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm very relieved right now.
No. I really, really, really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, the sequel is actually my favorite of the trilogy.
You did pretty well. I'm still annoyed because you still did better than I did. And I'm like, why is it that both times I did this with other people like you and Katie, I did so poorly?
I did defend you. I defended
you. Did defend me. I actually appreciated that. You held up all the evidence. Let me know if you'd like Riley and I to do this again in the future because I definitely would like a second try since I didn't do that well on her video. And if there's any other booktubers that you'd like to see in an episode of TBR Takeover, also let me know in the comments. If you've made it to the end of this video and you enjoyed it, feel free to use a cat or dog emoji in your comments down below in honor of the t-shirt that I'm wearing. And then finally, if you're interested in a book club or live shows or readathons or exclusive content, then head on over to the link to my Patreon in the description down below. And I thank you all so much for watching. You're all beautiful. Have a nice day.